base page is going to be pretty simple, and I'm usually pretty reluctant to say that because every time I say that it ends up not being very simple at all. However, this one is going to be pretty simple, pretty quick to put together, I think. The base page, where's my base page? Base page is 110-pound cardstock. It's 4.5 inches wide. We're going to score that at 1/2 inch by 7.25 inches tall. And we've got 3 flaps. Let's see. We've got 1 flap. This one's going to go up top here, and it is 4 inches wide by 7.75 inches tall. And we're going to score the 7.75 side at 1/2 inch. And then we've got 2 65-pound flaps that are going to attach to this flap, and they are 4 inches wide. We're going to score at 1/2 inch and 7.25 inches tall. So we've got 2 of those. And then we've got the mats. So let me grab which mat is which. So all of the mats, some of these are going to be double matted. The ones that are going to be double matted, the larger mat is 3.25 by 7, and the smaller mat is 3 by 6.75. And the ones that are single matted are just going to have a 3.25 by 7 mat. And then the mat for the base page is 3.75 by 7. And let's see, I think we've got 2 of those. So let's go ahead and get started. I thought I had too many mats. I don't have too many mats. So we've got these 2 pages are going to have mats the same size. So this flap and the base page, the mats are the same size. If you're going to double mat it, it's 3.75 by 7 and 3.5 by 6.75. But if you're going to single mat it, it's just 3.75 by 7. And then with the flaps that are going to go open side to side. If you're going to double mat, the base mat is 3.25 by 7, and the second mat is 3 by 6.75. So first, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put together the flap that's going to flip up by scoring everything and then adhering these pieces to the side of this flap and getting that matted, and then attach the flap to the base page, and then put everything in the album. Scratch that. I'm not going to put everything in the album until the very end of this video. should know by now not to say that something is going to be simple, because this it is. I say that something is going to go wrong and it's not going to be simple. So I really thought I was going to be able to get away with just using 2 magnets in here, but obviously it needed 3. But here is page number 1 all put together. So it's going to start like this, open that way, and then the whole thing, come on, flips up. I think that's still my favorite image in the collection. So that is page number 1. Pages 2 and 3 we're going to do at the same time, because they face each other and they'll be like right up against each other. We're not going to have gussets or anything to be able to really stack the pages. Let me get the materials out for those. I'll be right back. When I'm getting ready for filming, I usually stick each fin in one of these, I think this is Avery L. I've had a couple of different brands. These are pretty sturdy, but I usually put the thin materials in one of these just to keep it all together. And pages 2 and 3 are going to look like this. This is how I design my pages. And this is laminated, and I use wet erase marker so that I can just run them under a faucet and set them up to dry and use them all over again. So we're going to have 2 pockets on each page. We're going to have 1 pocket going this way and 1 pocket going this way. And here are the materials. So this is going to be the small pocket, so we're going to cut this direction right here. I left it whole because didn't need to do that to get it stored, but the larger pocket I did have to. So this was, what were the dimensions on this page? 7 3/4 inches squared, and this smaller pocket is 5 1/2 inches squared. These are the mats. This is the mat that's going to go up here at the top. This is 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. Got 2 of those. This is the mat for this section right here, and it was originally 6 3/4 inches squared, and I cut that in half diagonally. And finally, this is the mat for this section down here, and it is 3 3/4 inches squared, and we're probably going to trim this out because it's going to need a 4th edge. It's not going to be a perfect triangle like the other 2. So let's go ahead and get started with assembly. We're on to page 4 in the Love Letters album, and this page is going to be, it's going to have, well, technically 3 waterfalls. We're going to have a Dutch door that opens on, it's drawn on the right. I don't know if I'm going to have it open on the right or if I'm going to flip it over and open it on the left. It's going to have a Dutch door, a tag that keeps the Dutch doors closed, and inside the Dutch doors we're going to have photo mats and a waterfall on the base. So let's go through the measurements. So we have our base page here. We've got some photo mats here. These are 110-pound cardstock. We've got 3 of them at 3.5 by 4.5. We've got one at 3.5 by 6 3/4, and that's going to be the one that holds the Dutch doors closed. Then we've got the waterfall. We've got 5 pieces on this waterfall, and those measurements are 3 1/4 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall. We're going to score the 5.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. Oh no, there's one more piece in here. That's it. Okay, these are the Dutch doors, and they are 3 1/4 inches wide. We're going to score that at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch, and 3 5/8 inch tall. And these are cut so that overall the Dutch doors are 1/8 inch shorter than the page as a whole. That way they've got room where they're not sticking out over the top or the bottom or interfering with each other. So they've just got a little bit of a gap. There's 2 of those. And this is the flap that's going to go. Right now I got it marked for the left. I might flip it over and put it on the right. It's 2 3/4 inches wide, which we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch by 7 1/4 inches tall. And here are the mats for that page. They are 1 3/4 inches wide by 7 inches tall. So this is going to be the one that goes on the inside, which has nice little lines on there for journaling, and this will be the one that goes on the outside. These are the mats for the Dutch doors, and they are not marked. So I'm going to have to grab a ruler real quick. They are, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be the width right there. They are 3 3/8 inches wide. Actually, that's going to be the height. 3 3/8 inches tall by 2 1/4 inches wide. And there are 2 of those. This is the mat for the tag. Where's the tag? The photo mat? Yeah, I don't think that photo mat is 3.5 inches wide. I don't think that's, yeah, I'm gonna have to recut this. So it's gonna be 3.5 inches wide by 6 3/4 inches tall. And the mats that go on it are gonna be 3 1/4 by 6.5 and 3 by 6 1/4. For the waterfall, I've got a couple of, well, several mats. These are, I think they're 3/4 inch tall. Yes, by 3 inches wide. And these, I believe, I think these go in the Dutch doors, but I'm not sure. They are 5/8 of an inch thick and 2 inches wide. I gotta figure out where these are going. These look like they're 1/2 inch thick by 3 5/8 inches this direction. And this is a band. It is 1/2 inch wide by 8 1/4 inches tall. We're gonna score that at 1/2 inch and 7 3/4, and we're gonna attach this heart to the band. And it's just gonna slide up and down. We can position wherever we want it. So let's get started, and hopefully I'll figure out why I didn't mark some of these. done with fin number 1. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That way, when we do fin number 2, you'll get a notification, which should be going up in like 3 to 4 days. I don't know if this is going up on a Wednesday or a Sunday. If it's going up on Wednesday, then next Sunday will be fin number 2. If it's going up on Sunday, then it'll be next Wednesday. I'm going to try to put a list of links to all the materials that I used in this video, or at least as many of them as are still available for a retail sale. And I'm debating putting my cut list out on like a Google Excel workbook. So if I end up doing that, the link to that will also be in the description box down below. I will see you guys next time.